What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? My dog Jay, how are you, bro? Yo, 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 yo. I took a loss in New York. This is my only trade. I took a buy here. So we're coming up for the weekly flip here. Weekly no top wick. This daily closed extremely bearish. The current daily has no bottom wick. And we've created some resistance here on the 4-hour respecting this level. So what can we see here? We can anticipate likely some sort of pullback creating a bottom wick for the daily before continuation up. Maybe we get a pullback to maybe these sorts of levels here. Maybe these areas. Yeah, that weekly flip is going to be but in order for this weekly to flip, in order for this weekly to flip, this current daily is going to need a decent bottom wick. This current drive, I'm not too sure I like it. Yeah, with 24 pip range. How'd you guys do in NY? Nice. Hell yeah. The Nasdaq and gold are doing the same thing. They're both just driving up now. Tiny little bottom wicks on the daily. The Nasdaq is looks like it's coming up to fill this gap. That's awesome option, Jay. I feel you, options. I feel you. No bottom wick on this 30. Yeah, bro. Don't worry. Eventually, over time, the comeback happens. It's good, Bougie. Nice, nice. I got home from the gym too. I deadlifted today. And I made myself a steak and rice burrito. I was looking at buys in the flip of this 5 minute, but we attempted to flip, failed. We attempted to flip again, failed, and we're driving up with no bottom wick here on the 15, 30, and the hourly. So unless we come down pretty steeply on this 5 and start respecting these areas here, creating some support here, then I can take some buys on the push up. If it were to happen. So this 5 just closed, no top wick, no bottom wick. Like if this 5 comes down without a top wick, grabs orders here, we could have a buy stop here on the flip, which would be grabbing orders at the daily open. We can have buy stops here on the 5 minute flip, and that would be the money printer on the 5 minute. But this thing needs to come down. This 5 already closed. I need to lay off the caffeine, man. I just had 160 milligrams of caffeine and I'm still yawning. Why couldn't you give me a bottom wick, you fucking pussy? It's like you hear me. Oh, I need... You gave one there. But this 5 minute didn't close with no bottom wick. On XAU, that was a cleaner trade. It's choppy on... So I've done both. I've done 100% sober, no caffeine, no weed, nothing. And I've also done everything all at once. And my balance of efficiency and relaxation is a little bit of weed and a little bit of caffeine for the gym. In the morning, I take about 75 milligrams. And then I take, before the gym, about 150 to 300, depending on the day. Usually, not all of it goes into my system. I'll have a pretty high tolerance, but yeah, I take caffeine 2 times a day, or once to twice a day. If I don't go to the gym, I don't take it. Only my coffee in the morning. 100% my pre-workouts make me lift harder in the gym. There is there is natural substances that you can take that are like pre-workouts, but they're all the same ingredients as my pre-workout already has. All the glycerin, the beta alanine, the L-citrulline, all the stuff that gives you that extra boost that makes a huge difference. It's the difference between me hitting 405 on a deadlift once to 3 times. Literally, the pre-workout is the difference. If we would have had a bottom wick here, I would have had a buy stop. Yeah, I measure my dosage off of my coffee. So I would put about 150 milligrams of in my coffee thing to make my cup of coffee. So that whole dose would make 150 milligrams. But then I brew it very hot and slow, so I get like a quarter cup of like very very strong stuff. So it has like maybe 75 milligrams in that little quarter cup, and then that's what I pour into my milk. I like the super strong taste of coffee with milk. By itself, it tastes horrible, but all these levels looking like fucking Spider-Man. So we just had a 15-minute closure. We have no bottom wick on this push. At least come down and give us a bottom wick. Don't be sus. And this is breaking the daily high. So on XAU, I would be in here on these buys. 4% off odd USD today. Took it during New York and closed it now. I guess I'm day trading now. You have progressed to the next level. I believe it should go from scalping to swing trading. That's my opinion. Because like yes, scalping you're in there for a couple of hours and you make 10, 20, 30, 40 pips, but I believe that you should be able to switch off. And a day like today, where if you would have caught the bottom here, if you would have taken any trade, if I would have taken any trade here, that's 367 pips. Am I right? Or am I tripping? But whatever. So these swing trading from down here where I had my entry, I could have held through all of this, and that would have been up 2,800 pips since January 25th, and today is, so in 3 days, 2,810 pips just by attempting a swing trade and catching the bottom on some of this shit. Technically, I feel like that should be the goal because I put in a lot of work to catch 50 pips when all the work that I did to catch this entry, I could have just closed my eyes and took a nap and woke up a few hours later up 1,000 pips. Also, one thing I do that I feel like lowers my or raises my tolerance, I hit the sauna a lot, bro. Like a lot. So even if I just had 300 milligrams of caffeine, I'll go into the sauna and I'll be in there for like half an hour. And I would sweat all of it out. So I've been working my way back into the gym. So I go to the sauna for like 6 or 7 minutes before, and I warm my body up, and then I do like another 15 minutes after. I just got to keep up with my water intake because if not, that dehydrates the fuck out of me. Hmm. I agree. It for sure is mental because I'm in the sauna, right? And I'm breathing and like I'll play music and I'll like start to like meditate. And then I notice like 5, 6 minutes in that I'm breathing through my nose perfectly fine, no issues. But then I try to like concentrate on breathing in through my nose and then I feel like I'm out of breath. So like I just gotta let my body do its thing and just kind of like meditate and just let it do its thing. And I can go 10 minutes in there and not even notice that I'm in there. I also go in fully clothed. I don't go in naked, so I sweat even more. I usually go into the gym in joggers. It depends. In the before my first sauna session, the first few minutes, I'm doing some dips in there and I'm doing some push-ups. So it depends how many people are in there. No, I usually just go in with my pants and my shirt off. Yeah, no. I don't go in it depends. Depends how much I want to sweat. I usually take my shirt off because I don't want to be walking around with my shirt all sweaty. And then at the end I wipe down my legs. Yeah. Nah, I don't have time to be getting fucking naked. I got to the gym today at 7 and I needed to get sorry. I got to the gym today at 6:45 and I needed to get out of there by 7:30, get home, cook dinner and sit down and stream by 8. So all I did today was deadlift. Co-ed? No way. I sweat way too much to be around women in the sauna, bro. I'm weird, bro. I sit in the hottest corner of the sauna and then I'll just stand on top of like over the rocks and I'll get the maximum amount of heat as possible or like I'll sit in the corner and then I'll just like cross my legs and like meditate in the corner and just close my eyes for like 15 minutes and I won't move. I don't want women looking at me. They're gonna be like, look at this weird ass guy. If it's huge like that, does it even get hot enough with all the people opening and closing the door all the time? What's the temperature that it gets to? So the two gyms that I was going to, one of them would let it get up to 200 and the other one only lets it get up to 160. 180 is a good number. Yeah, because the one in my other gym, it was 200, and I would only be able to sit in there for like 8 to 10 minutes maximum. And then at this one that I go to, it's 160, and I can sit there and I can do like a half-hour session is the most. Sorry, it was like 22 minutes. And then I got out, I washed my face, I rinsed off a little bit, and then I came back in and did like another 5 minutes. Damn, I forgot to add to the stream record yesterday. Yeah, 180's hot. What are we gonna start doing here? Can we get a bottom wick here? I'll be right back. Wow. What's XAU look like? That would have been a good... No, that's still not a good entry there. $30-minute closure. Yeah, futures chart looks so bad. No top wick. There was some rumors on the dark web that gold was gonna keep pumping, but like market mechanics said in the clubhouse, sell the news? Opposite the news? Opposite what everybody is starting to rumor? I'm looking for someone's funded account credentials so that I can take their account. I'm on the dark web searching for Don's Mam's credentials. I want to see the balance. No, I don't have anything on the dark web. That was Market Mechanic that said something about that in the Discord. I am as clean as can be. Hey, what up, Scout? Listen, brother, I'm a US citizen. I got papers, dog. I'm gonna show you something. United States of America. America, brother. America. Ain't nobody deporting me. Listen, bro. I'm gonna show it once again. This is what a lot of people are dying to get their hands on. Where's the eagle on this motherfucker? Where's the eagle on that motherfucker? Everybody wants we the people. That's what they want. Check it out. Look at them stamps. I've been places. Not to a lot of places, but to some places. I'm as legit as can be, bro. If I get it too close, bro, you might see my credentials, and then you might steal my $10 million MAM account. That was the first page. You only got to see the American Eagle, though. I want to get my Cuban passport again. I let it expire and I haven't got a new one. If it's 1,000 per snitch, I will snitch on 10 people right now, make 10 G's, pay a coyote 5 G's to bring them all back, and then redo the process. And then just stack up unlimited money. That's what they don't. That's why you can't give an incentive for that. Because with half that kind of money, they just pay a coyote and they cross the border. They're like, oh, it's more expensive. Yeah, if you go through the expensive guys. Swedish passports are nice. They it's like they're friends with everybody. So if any country goes down, you have a place where you don't have much rights, but your money's safe. Yeah, bro. Chipotle is fucking out of this. And then if you go to the wrong Chipotle or to like a certain one, they won't give you big portions. They'll give you small portions. So your burrito is tiny as hell and it costs you $20. It looks like we're just going to not give any setups tonight. Tomorrow we got 2 p.m. news. The federal funds rate, FOMC, and FOMC press conference. That's gonna be a banger. Neutral numbers last time. Holy shit. Bam, 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 bam. So we're starting to come down now. Where's our next like resistance at? We're never gonna get down there. CPI on the odd. Depends how low, right? Can't go too low. Can't make it super cheap to borrow money again. But it could be good and bad. I have a client who built 7 properties to or 14 properties to sell them, and he's only been able to get 7 under contract and sold. So he's got like open lots available on the other 7 and nobody under contract. And it was supposed to be like a really nice new neighborhood, like his own neighborhood that he built himself, where all the houses looked similar, everything was nice and clean. You didn't see other neighborhoods from the area, everything was like all nice and secluded. But then because the other houses weren't being sold, the people that were there weren't seeing the vision anymore and didn't want to wait. And after 2 years of nobody buying houses, um, like half the people are selling and leaving because then half the neighborhood looks like it's undone. So if they make it cheaper to borrow money, more people can afford his homes. So that means prices can stay the same. More people will afford all these houses that have been on the market for months and nobody's been buying them, um, can now get sold. But at the same time, that can also cause prices to go back up again, making it no different. Your interest went down, but then the prices went up, so there's literally no difference.
There is a big difference because the value of your money is going to go up because the cost of goods will also come down. So your money will be worth more. So if you do spend on a house that's 450 that you couldn't afford before, you can now afford it because you have more money in your pocket that you save. So if the inflation comes down, which is a great thing, the interest rates will also come down and allow people to borrow more money, which will make the economy run, which means that more and more businesses can hire more people, which means that brings in more money. Then you have more money in your pocket that you're saving because you're not spending $10 on a fucking dozen eggs. So that's how it actually works. And so if they lower the actual interest rate, they'll lower it to at some point it'll come down to maybe four, 3.5. And if that occurs, it will move the economy tremendously. That's what happened during Trump's first term, and that's what should happen this time as well. He's going to use tariffs to lower inflation, charge other countries to bring in goods into the U.S.
Starting
and
Saturday, by the way.
yeah, I mean he's already doing it, bro. It's been 8 days, so the guy's really pushing as much as you can. Obviously, there's only so much you can do because you still have human beings who are doing what they need to do.
Did,
But that's the idea,
did you
so
see his
that
press secretary?
no, what do you mean see?
Like she was live for the first time today.
Oh, the one that she was in the streets.
The blonde lady. You know how Biden had that black lady that was always answering questions
Yeah,
for
like
him?
the Jean-Baptiste psycho clown-looking woman.
Yeah. Biden's got a much, much smarter, hotter one for him. Or, sorry, Trump. She is
Yeah,
smart as shit. Holy crap.
yeah, Levitt, Levy, Levitt, something like that. Whatever her name is.
The video's like gone on my history. I can't find it here. But I watched the
But he's
whole
got more
thing.
women. Yeah, he's got more women in cabinet than he did in 2016. Yet they still call him a racist and a misogynist. These people are just morons.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't had a chance to hear her talk yet. But
Oh no, bro.
yeah, I
She
don't know, Ron.
she answers all the questions like this. Answers it fully. Doesn't jump around the question. Answers it completely. When the Democrat news was asking her like, "Oh, what you're doing is illegal," she clapped back and was like, "We have teams of lawyers and teams of people that are saying this is not illegal, and we're willing to take this all the way to the federal court if you're about it." So we're willing to go all the way down to federal court to fight for what we're doing if you really think what we're doing is illegal. She's like, all those other lawyers and judges can think what they want and have their own legal opinion. We can see in court. That easy.
I like that. She knows she's got the support of the press, and because he was voted with the popular vote, that hadn't happened since Bush in 2000. So, and that's very rare for a Republican to win a popular vote. So she knows she's got the support of everybody, the majority of the people. So she feels confident, strong that she's doing the best thing to bring the country back
Yeah,
the way that it should be.
she shut
Whereas
down
the other
fake
one, that
news.
moron, sorry.
She shut down fake news in a second. They're like, oh,
Oh yeah, there you go.
you guys they said, oh, you guys shut down Medicare and food stamps and this and that. And she's like, first of all, if you look at the what I gave you, the paperwork that you guys saw this morning, highlighted here clearly, it says Medicare, food stamps, and help to individuals that need it will not be paused at all whatsoever. And the first thing like AOC posted, they stopped Medicare. And she put it on Twitter and it has like 1 million likes, and she hasn't even deleted it even though it's a lie. Like,
I have no idea
bro.
how people like that get voted into Congress or in House of Representatives. I have absolutely no idea how these people are so moronic that people actually vote for them. I just don't understand it.
She literally
Trump started
lied.
this fake, yeah, Trump started this fake news thing back in 2015 or 2014 or whatever it was. And we all know now the truth because we have access to X and Rumble and we know what the real truth is. The media is absolutely lying about everything to, protect themselves. So now we have proof. So we don't actually need to worry about it. And that's how the world has shifted now to be more far right than liberal far left because they just went way overboard. So now we know a lot of the stuff that they say and do are just lies. We can just go verify, like it's actually there for us to
Look,
confirm.
proof. Trump shut off Medicaid. And then if you look, 6 million views. And if you look at the first comment, Medicare website was down, you dumb woman. Knock the actual program. Learn how to read.
Jesus.
So
What a
she
small.
told 6 million people that Trump shut down Medicare when the website was just down. And it's already back. And
We,
she's a voted government official. Like,
yeah,
damn, that just makes me like angry. Like I
nah, it
like
just makes me sad, not angry. It makes me sad that people are moronic thinkers to believe whatever everything they think that is being told to them just by the media. Go and do your own research. Verify for yourself.
people.
They used to say this a long time ago, trust but verify. Okay, you're telling me this? Let me go take a look. Let me go confirm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to listen to whatever BS everybody tells me. So now
Like,
nobody even listens to the media anymore.
yeah.
We're the news ourselves. We watch, news on X, on Rumble, on Truth Social. We have the more of the information that is truth that is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not censored. Gives us a better understanding as to what's happening. So that's why a lot of Gen Zers started voting for Trump. They weren't aware of that. But once they realized that a lot of the young people also were looking at that, they're looking at something different than just YouTube, or cake or all those things that are absolutely completely woke, they start realizing, hold on, how is this actually happening? Like, we know what the truth is. We know what's going on out there. We know what's going on. There are illegals here killing people. No matter what Biden says, no, there's nobody there. There's nobody taking over. Tren Arraga is not there. There's no Venezuelans doing it. And I'm like, how are you able to say these things without somebody slapping in the face saying, why are you lying in my face? We have the proof. And, all these people getting, hurt severely by illegals. Oh, no, there are no illegals. What do you mean there are no illegals? You took flights, brought them from their country and flown them over the border because the border did not want to let them in. You literally did that. Oh, no, we didn't do that. Oh, but there's proof. Oh, that was just a little bit. Only the last year we just brought in a few. What are you talking about? We know these things are true. So now, when you see Selena Gomez, that stupid moron, crying, oh my God, they're taking all my people, they're hurting them. Shut up, man. They've been stabbing and killing and raping everybody, hurting so many people. Why should somebody illegal have the right to go in, get food stamps, get 5,000 a month in money, get more rights and privileges than actual Americans,
I'll give you a perfect
and
example.
have everybody else pay for it with money that the government doesn't even have? They're printing money, causing the
Yep.
inflation, giving all that money to them. But now who the hell is going to pay all that money back? Who the hell is going to pay all that money back? Bro, your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids are going to be in massive debt paying off that debt to the government. And now there's $1 trillion that they tried to use with the Biden government to be able to give it to have trans and all those gay and all that retarded shit that they're trying to do to kids and everything else. Now there's about 300 billion left. Trump put a freeze on that and said, no, we're going to use that because he has the right to do it and use it for something else towards whatever it is to help, people. And then now an actual moronic judge put a freeze on that and says, no, until February 3rd or 5th, you cannot touch that money. New York's supposed to be receiving $9.1 billion. We're going to give it to them. What the hell is going on? Like, you got to be joking. I can go on a rant on this, but I'm just fed up with the crap from the media and everybody else believing that. And you
Yeah,
talk to them, you're like talking to a fucking wall. You're like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
they
Like,
don't.
you live in a bubble. Don't tell me because you eat and you have a job means that there's no poverty in the world. Like, get out of your goddamn head and look at what the hell's going on in the world. It's absolutely ridiculous, the morons that are out there. But thank God that Trump is back in power to put. I can't even believe that he actually had to say, bro, there are two genders in this world. How is that even something we even think the president would have to say? It's the norm. We know this. Men and women. Like, this is the world we're living in. Imagine that. Now, Europe is woke as fuck. Same thing is happening in Germany and in UK. Oh my God, they're expecting 5 million illegal refugees to go and invade the country over the next 5 years because now President Starmer is in power. He's absolutely, completely destroying the country. He's been arresting people for saying things against the government on Facebook. He's been putting them in jail, literally in jail, bro.
Who's from the
This is
UK here?
moronic.
I know one of you guys was commenting saying you're from the UK, but it's like, yeah, bro, it's like I see it personally. Like I can give you perfect examples, and this all happened under Biden. So I know two very close friends of mine that were here as residents. They got caught up in the drug business, and they both got deported, sent right back under Biden. And you're like, oh, but Biden wasn't deporting anybody. Yeah, this motherfucker did deport people. I know personal people that got deported. And then I know other people that under Biden came in through the border, got granted asylum. They got their little $5,000 stipend. They have their food stamps every month, and they have their Medicare. So my cousin was here not working, um if anything was doing like side work and making side money, obviously not paying taxes, and he was making like, I don't know, like $800 a month off the food. And he was like, yeah, look, I can buy lobster, I can buy milk, I can buy this, I can buy that. And he was eating like a king, like a king. Between him and his wife, they had like almost 2 grand a month in food and help that they would get every single month. Like,
Disgusting.
and I'm like, I'm over here like, damn, I gotta buy the small gallon of milk this week. That big one is $6. What the fuck? I don't need to drink that much milk this week. And my cousin's over here with 3 extra gallons, and he lets them go to waste because he doesn't even drink them all, because on the app it tells you food that's not on the food stamp card that's free for you. So there's certain foods that's not on the food stamp card that's free, that you don't have to spend the food stamp money on. So like milk, bananas, or certain things were on there that he had like for a month that he could get.
Well, we know that Biden was not in power. He was not controlling anything. There was a cabal of people handling all that. That's the reason why in the last 6 weeks they were sending billions to Ukraine and to Israel. They were sending billions to everybody else. They were stopping. They didn't care what was happening. They didn't care what people thought, man. He was just a puppet and just used as I mean, even Kamala, I get that was just a
The
puppet.
good thing is that the immigrants over time, especially the ones that do get their papers, like my cousin, he got his work visa and everything, and his wife got the work visa now. Now they're struggling. Now they don't get any help because now they know what it's like to be legal in the states. They know now that the legal people don't get the preference, and now they don't eat the same foods that they were eating before. They're struggling. And then like my cousin posted the other day, oh, back in the day when I used to ask people for money from the states, and I used to think $100 wasn't nothing, and now $100 is a day's work, and I'm working my ass off for $100. And I'm like, yeah, bro, now that the help stopped, now that they're treating you like a legal immigrant, now that you actually have to work and pay taxes on that $100 you're making, you realize how fucking difficult it is for everybody else because of how easy it is for the immigrants. Like just in Medicare alone in Florida, they spent $300 million in for immigrants just in Medicare alone. And you do the math, and that's $20 per person. So they basically slapped you, took your lunch money, and said, "Deal with it, bitch." That's basically what they did. They're like, this year we need to care for some people, so you know what? Give me your lunch money, and you can't say no.
I think that's the problem, bro. Now that Trump is going to be putting the rights of the each state to have their own education system instead of having the federal. decide on that. Hopefully, he should have that done by the end of the week, if not next week. Bro, that's going to be a massive win because then you're going to see the difference between each state. They're absolutely morons in certain states than others. They can try to teach anything they want. Teachers are absolutely ridiculous. He had to make a law that a teacher is not allowed to tell a child that you're born in the wrong body.
That's happening here in Florida still. My nephew, so I have a lot of family that came under Biden because of how easy it was to bring people over. So like literally 90% of my family came here and within a year they all got their papers. They literally skipped the line over everybody else. And like I see it. I witnessed my cousins coming over. My mom's like, "Oh yeah, another one of your cousins decided to come over." And I'm like, "Oh, he just decided to come over?" Like he just decided? Yeah, they're gonna give him help and this and that. Da, da, da. I'm like, it's just
I think there's an extra bonus because they are Cuban. If they are from Cuba, I think it was a big thing.
the thing is that you have to go through first. You have to fly to a South American country. Then you get your visa for 25 days for each country to get smuggled through each country. And then once you get to the States, you have to give your case for asylum and say why. So you actually have to plead your case for asylum the same way that the Mexicans do when they cross the border. So like right now, Cubans are getting treated the same way, except because of how far they travel and because if they go back to their home country, they might go to jail. Because of that possibility, they let you in with a little bit more slack. So the Cubans have to get smuggled through 5 or 6 different countries before crossing the border and turning themselves in.
I mean, there's no problem with you applying for asylum as long as it's something that's legitimate. But don't do it when it's illegal, and don't bring in all the cartels and all the drugs and all the rapists and pedophiles and all these
I'll
prostitutes.
give you another
So you,
story. One of my friends from high school, he told me, so take this with a grain of salt, feds, if you're fucking listening. Um, I'm making this up. So he told me that his dad, when he came from Cuba, he got on a boat, right? And the thing is that in Cuba, it's like here. If you snitch on somebody, you do get bonus points with the police, and you do get money in some cases. So um let's say there's a group of 5. One of them was a snitch and they all ran into the woods and they were all about to get on the boat, and then one guy said, "Everybody stop right here. I already told the police is already coming. You don't have to keep going with this." And what did they do? They had machetes because they were cutting down trees to go through the woods to get to the boat that they had stolen, and they fucking slashed the guy with machetes and left him in the woods. They don't know if they ever found him. They don't know if the cops came and ended up finding him, but they hit him with the machetes. They ended up cutting him a bunch of times, and they just left him there, and they dipped. They're like, "You're not stopping me from coming to the States."
I mean, that's well, if they do that for $20, they're definitely going to do that to access the country, man. Right now, I think that the Trump administration is telling people, "Hey, tell us where the illegals are, rat on them, get them out of there. We need your help because the states are not helping them." Trump sent the people today, ICE, into New York, and they were there armed and heavily armed, getting rid of all of those massive psychos. Even though the state said, "We're not going to let you," they said, "We don't need you to let us. We are federal.
Yeah,
We have jurisdiction."
and that's the thing.
They
Now
don't
we're
need.
seeing that on the news, but that's always been happening, bro. I know a lot of people that don't have papers and they've been undocumented in this country for over 30 years and they still don't have papers, and they have tried to go through lawyers, and because of how long they've been here, they're like, "Listen, you've been here way too long. You can't." There's like, you have to go back to your country, apply for asylum in your country, and say that you've been in the States for 30 years from your country, and maybe they'll let you come back. So like it's difficult for some people to apply for papers, but they've been here. And I know people that have been deported under Biden, under Obama, under Trump. So many people deported under Biden. So many people deported under Obama. And like people are
Well,
making such a
because
big deal out of it. Like, bro, I have like a quarter of my family comes to this country illegally and doesn't get their papers, and they're here illegally, and they've been deported under Biden, Trump. If you get caught doing some shit, you're gonna get deported no matter what. Like, regardless of who the president is, if you get caught doing some illegal shit, you're gonna get fucking sent the fuck out of here.
bro, you can't have more rights than an actual citizen. You just can't.
The 2 guys I know that got
You can't have more
deported
money,
2 years ago,
yet they
they
do.
got deported from Colorado, the bluest state with legal weed and everything, and they were
It's the
living up
bluest
there.
state, but it's pretty blue, yeah.
So,
I I would say the bluest state would be California, then New York, and most probably Washington State. Those are the worst, absolute garbage states.
You know what else is worse garbage? This fucking price action tonight.
Bro, it went down 30 pips and it took half an hour. The 4-hour closing now on XAU, so I'm waiting to see what's going
Yeah,
to happen.
this is a little bit dark options, but it's like things like this affect us, right? If you start calculating how much money is spent on immigration, how much money is spent on Medicare for illegal immigrants, how much money is spent on everything all together, their food stamps, everything, and you calculate it, and then you're here in Florida and you divide it by how many people are in the states, it's thousands of dollars per person a year in taxes, and you're like, well, I paid 20 grand in taxes this year. I could have paid 18 and kept 2. That 2,000 means a lot to me. But instead, you're giving up like 5% of your pay, 2% of your pay extra for all these government programs, all these things that are just destroying you. That they don't make any sense. Like, there's a Lamborghini dealer, a Maserati dealership, and it's a Maserati slash Range Rover and a Lamborghini dealer. There's also Okeechobee Steakhouse, $200 a plate. They're all within a mile from my house, within half a mile from my house. I can walk there faster than I can drive there. But 2 blocks down from that, there's always a squad of homeless people begging for money out on the streets. They go to the farmers market because they can use their food stamps card there now at the farmers market, which is something good. You know, the money's going to the farmers market now instead of it going to big corporations. They're going to actual farmers, but they stack up their things at the farmers market. They take it to the bus stop right at the light in front of my house, and they leave 40 carts there once a week at the bus stop. And I'm like, bro, that's ghetto as hell. You walked less than an eighth of a mile with your groceries in the cart and you left the cart there. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's shit like that you're like, all right, bro. Something you tried to get on the bus, but no, it's today was the immigration day. So all the Haitians, the Mexicans, there's even a bunch of like Asian people, the Chinese people that are coming from China now, but it's crazy in West Palm now. And then they're all at the bus stop. So you see at the bus stop 40 people. So your first bus, you can't get on it. You gotta wait for like the second or third bus. So you're waiting because the bus comes every half hour or every 15 minutes or something. So you're waiting for like 45 minutes to an hour for your bus when it should only take you 15 minutes. So like what an area that was bad, they gentrified it, they made it really, really good, is now starting to become bad again.
Immigrate to third world, you become the third world.
Like, and it's just hard, bro, because you feel bad, right? Like my cousin in Cuba, he wasn't doing anything. He was getting $100 a month from his brother here, $100 a month from his dad there, and then another couple $100 between all of us that we would send him. So he was making maybe like $400-500 a month over there. The average cost of living over there is a couple $100. So he was living above the average. There's not much. You can't go buy a steak when you want because the store doesn't have any. But he was living above average. And he has no skills. He had to come over here and we had to teach him how to do air conditioning. And I taught him how to sail, I taught him how to install, I taught him how to do everything in air conditioning, and then he went and got a job at a company. So like that's how an immigrant is supposed to come. You come here, you learn, and you get a fucking job and you pay taxes. Now he's working at a big company in construction, getting paid W-2, 401k, the whole nine. But a lot of people don't do that. They continue getting paid cash and they stay cash. I tell all of my cousins. And that's why a couple of them like left to Colorado and they like the weed business in Colorado, bro. The easy way out. I have a lot of family that a lot of like immigrant family that comes and they're like, America's too hard, and they try to do the easy way out. Another one of my cousins just moved to Spain because he says America's too hard. I'm like, if you couldn't make it here with multiple people in your family doing well, multiple young people giving you a way out and a way to make it, you're not going to make it in Spain by yourself. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's what he did. He went up there and he works at a grow house and legally papers and everything. And he's like, "Oh, this is the easy way out. I smell like weed for a week and I have to take like a hot tub shower, but so a buy here wouldn't have been bad off this 5 minute respecting, but I wasn't really paying attention. But then this would only be like a range trade, right? You'd be taking 10 pips and calling this shit. Yo, Fredo, I have like a quarter of a joint. So if you want, you can come finish that with me. So my plan is to be. So my cousin Alfredo W. Fredo Win, and he's my cousin. So this is a guy named Alegria. And he's been friends of our family for years. And he came in the 80s. And he's been buying and selling real estate for 38 years since he came to this country. Since he came to this country at 15 years old from Mexico, he grew. He started his own heavy machinery company. Um, he started his own construction company. He started his own tree cutting business, excavating company, and he buys and sells real estate. And he was giving me some advice today because I was at his house. And he was the one where he bought 14 pieces of property and he was building $4 million mansions. So each mansion was worth $4 million. The cheapest one was 3.8, and he sold 7 of them under contract, trying to make like a nice neighborhood. One of them, and then the others aren't selling. So he was telling me and giving me some real estate advice, and he's like, "Listen, it's a tough situation because in the like he's like interest rates aren't gonna mean anything for real estate according to what he said. He said real interest rates have never been an issue with me to make profit on buying or flipping a house. Interest rates doesn't mean shit to me when I'm buying or flipping a house. If I'm building it and doing the renovations myself with my guys and renovating it and doing all of that myself, the turnaround is so much faster. The interest rates to me doesn't mean jack shit. It's the prices and nobody wants to buy." And he's like, "Nobody wants to put these houses under contract and I can build them in a year. And nobody wants to fucking buy them because in order to buy that house, you have to be making multiple $1 million a year, where before somebody making 200,000, 300,000 could have afforded that house, which are the people that bought it." In his neighborhood, as his neighborhood was developing, he bought 5 houses in his neighborhood, built brand new houses, and sold them. Last year, he did his last house. He sold the house last year for 450. The person that bought it had to make like 14,000 a month or something to afford that house. And that house is smaller than his house. It's like a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house. That's not even huge. And like people were selling it for 650 and they bought it for 450. So imagine who's gonna buy that for 650. How much you really have to make. You have to be making like 20 grand a month to qualify for that house. But who making 20 grand a month is gonna move into that neighborhood? Nobody. Nobody who makes 20 grand a month is gonna move into the neighborhood. They'd rather downsize and live in a condo on the beach than move into like a half ghetto neighborhood just because the house is 700,000. Like that's the shit that he's like, the if interest rates go down, house prices can possibly go up and nobody will still buy my fucking properties. He's like, "I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just sitting on a shit ton of money in the air and we just gotta wait to see what happens." And I'm like, "Damn." He's like, "One thing that I know for sure is whatever happens, you better have some fucking cash." Because he says that every time real estate has crashed, every time the market has crashed, he goes bow, 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 cashes in on everything and just waits and sees what happens. And he's been doing that for 38 years, bro. This 1 minute, dude. All right, so we're starting to come up here on the 5 minute. We're starting to re-break the daily high here for the second time. We have an hourly closure that just closed. We've already, damn, this hourly is moving heavy duty. So is this gonna be the official push? Yeah, I'm gonna have a buy stop here on the break of the high. Dubai's too hot for me. Friend of mine went to Dubai many of times, and every time he had to purchase the extra air conditioner at every restaurant he went to. So, excuse my French, but if I gotta pay for extra AC when I go out to dinner, no thank you. Well, it depends, right? Like the average income there, from what I understand, is like around 3K a month. But if you're not paying any taxes and the cost of living is similar to the States, possibly a bit more expensive if you want to be in a good area, um, you're looking at the same kind of lifestyle as you would in the States. It just depends what kind of freedoms you prefer. There's also no minimum wage, so if you just go to pull up and get a job, it's gonna be difficult if you don't have skills.
Eddie, we don't really have freedom that much. When people say they own a house, you don't really own it. Government can take it any time if you don't pay your taxes or whatever they want to do. You don't really own anything. That's the problem.
It depends.
Government,
There's certain states that don't charge you property taxes after you turn a certain age. So after a certain
yeah, but
age,
they'll take it away from you at any time. You don't really own anything. You don't own anything.
you
That's
don't
the
own
problem.
anything anywhere. This is the only place where you can kind of almost mainly own it. There's a lot more loopholes they gotta jump through to take your shit.
No, I'm serious. There is an actual law that you can file an actual document that allows you to own the property outright, that no one can ever take it from you, not even the government, no matter what happens. Otherwise, anybody can take your property, put a lien on it, whatever it is, if you don't sign that special document. You don't actually own anything, bro. Most of the people don't know about that law. And so they're not aware of how it works. You don't really own anything. You can freeze your bank accounts. You don't own the money that you have. But it's just fictitious, right? You don't even have real money in the bank account. It's just numbers on a piece of paper,
Yeah,
on a computer.
yeah. Everything that you say that you own can literally crumble in a second.
They can take away your freedom whenever they want, for whatever reason, whatever they say. Boom, you're done. It's over. That you don't really have freedom, and
So
that's the
this
biggest
is how
problem.
it happened in Cuba, right? My great grandpa in Cuba,
Yeah,
he owned a big farm, and that big farm, so in one corner was his house, on the other corner was my grandma's house, on the other corner was my grandma's sister's, so my grandma's nephew, so my aunt, and then on the front was my other aunt, and on the other side was my aunt's husband's parents, and then on the other corner, so it was six houses front to back to each other, right in front of each other on a main road, and everybody worked on the farm. So all the money that the farm made, they supplied it to give food to the people in the village, and they sold some to the government, and that's how they lived. One day the government came in and said, "This is gonna be ours. We're gonna make this communal for the people. You're gonna keep attending to the land. We're gonna give you a small percentage of what you own, and this is gonna be our land. So we're gonna keep track of all your paperwork now and keep track of all the things that you're doing." Literally just like that, from one day to the next, they walked in and said, all right, we're going to fence off this area, right? So this fence from here forward is our area, and from the fence this way is your area. If we can find cheaper employees, then we'll replace them for you guys. But in the meantime, you guys can tend to the land. And that's how he lost all of his shit. And that's our entire family lost all of our shit. All of it. Yeah, that shit pisses me off. And like the only way you can get ahead is by MacGyvering. And then when you're a type of person that you're kind of smart a little bit and you finally MacGyver your way through life, and then you come to the States and you're like, oh shit, I can't make shit up to sell like I did in my country. Like every year, my uncle, out of the fruits that he grew, he would ferment some alcohol and he would make some strawberry beers. So throughout the entire year, every soda can or every soda bottle that you had, he would take it from you. He would take the cap, and then once a year, he would make like $1,000 making drinks. And then you'd see in his backyard, he just had a bunch of glass bottles with caps, that used bottles, and he would clean it out, pressure the cap back on, and give you a drink. He can't do that here. I have another uncle of mine that used to make mattresses. So in Cuba, you would need a mattress like once a year. So every month, a couple of people would need a mattress, and he would make $50 off a mattress that he would make himself. And then over here, he can't make no mattresses, and he was working in construction, and he couldn't do it, and he quit, and I don't even know what he's doing now. But it's like that's what it does to people, and since there is no work, the government is giving you a small amount of like a basic living, but your basic living is like a 6-ounce fish for the day, and that's your fucking food. Yeah, I'm gonna delete my buy stop here. It looks like we're not moving here. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. See, it gets to the point where all you want. Oh, hold up. Like you see it, right? When under Trump, I bought my first property. Our company started doing really, 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 really well. We started implementing commission-based pay and raising our prices and doing very, very well. My cousin bought his own house. My uncle built his own 3,000 square foot house. So we went from, me and my cousin went from renting or living with our parents. My uncle sold his house, sold it to my dad. So my dad bought a brand new house. Well, my uncle's old house and remodeled my uncle's old house. My uncle built a brand new 3,000 square foot house. My cousin bought a brand new house. I bought a brand new house. Our business succeeded like fucking crazy. We made insane moves, and then Biden came in and everything went and the cost of living went up. So the cost of living goes up, the money stays the same. That means you now have less money than you did before. Like I was telling options under Trump in 2016, my house was worth around like $38,000, some shit like that. And now it's worth 300% increase. Or three, I don't even know, not 300, 3,000, some crazy shit. But like, I personally lived a much better life under Trump, and then Biden came in, and the last 4 years have just been fucking annoying. So if we can get to back to 2020 economy by next year, I promise you, not only will the market be moving better, not only will the market be moving better, giving you better ranges, giving you better movement, you're gonna be doing better. You're gonna have more money in your pocket. If you're in the States, you're gonna have a lot more money in your pocket. You're gonna have a lot less headaches. It's gonna be safer for you to walk around in the street. So it's just gonna be, you're gonna open up the news and you're gonna hear economic stuff and not transgender crap. And unfortunately, price action tonight has only given us a couple of good opportunities. And one of the good opportunities was this buy off of here once we respected this level. That was a good opportunity there. But how many pips did it even give? 14 pips. I mean, it's not ideal. Yeah, yeah. What's it called? Depending on the kind of house that you're buying or selling, you get intriguing clients, right? Like if you're gonna have, if your house is worth a couple of million, you're gonna get somebody that just needs to park a quick million to not pay taxes on it, and they might agree to an extra 50,000, an extra 100,000 because they're saving 50% in taxes. Like 1099ing over to, or 1038 exchanging or whatever it's called from one property to the next. So they're perfectly fine with giving you an extra 100 grand if it saves them 400, right? So you get into interesting clients like that. Like it's tougher to sell bigger stuff because you start to getting into like those creative financing kind of deals. That's why like when I'm getting into like flipping real estate, it's gonna be small apartments. It's gonna be small deals where I'm gonna make 20 grand, do 3 months, make 20 grand. Small things. 2010. Yeah, my parents bought a house in 2008 and uneducatedly went bankrupt. The house is now the bank's. And the house, they bought it for 270 and it's now worth 1 point something million dollars. Sad, 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 sad. When my parents split up, they could have sold a $1 million house and split $500,000 each. Yeah, my dad was in air conditioning, lost his job. My mom was she's had her own barbershop since like 2006. So the barbershop was still doing fine and that's what maintained the house, but then they split up and my mom kept the house and she couldn't pay it by herself, and then my dad's like, "Nah, I don't feel like paying it," and they didn't feel like paying for it, and being dumb, right? They could have rented it out. It's just being uneducated. When you're immigrants and you come from another country, you're very uneducated, and that's what happens. They borrowed money, they ruined their credit, and they went through the worst part of the legal system or the financial system by just being uneducated. And they could have been millionaires. They could have been millionaires off of one flip, but being uneducated, they let it go to waste. The house was like an 8 or 9 bedroom house that they got for 270 in Wellington, in the best area of town. Zillow says the house right now is look at this. You can't really see, but that's what the house was. So it's got the garage in the front, and then that's the main house. And this is the garage in the front. So my thoughts on Canada is that Canada is surviving on thin ice. So Canada survived, like, the way that Trump was putting it, how many things that we sell to Canada and profit that they make, like they're just their financial system is on thin ice, and what they need to do is is accept being part of the United States as a territory, so that way we can subsidize all of their major programming. We can subsidize their defense through our or whatever. They don't have to spend money on defense anymore, and then they can spend that money back into their people and revive Canada again being a territory of the United States. That's what I feel like should be the best option. They should just get all the benefits of being a territory of the United States, and this saves them a shit ton of money. They just got to listen to a couple of our demands, and it'll literally revive the entire Canadian economy. Canadians are getting destroyed with these variable loans or these short term, like 3-year loans or whatever. Nobody can get a 30-year mortgage. After like 5 years, they change your rate. Crime happens when people have no money and they're angry. That's when crime starts to happen. Like in Cuba, it's the most common thing for you to go into somebody's yard, steal their fruit, and eat it. Like it's literally the most common thing. When I went to Cuba when I was like 9 or 10 years old, the most vivid memory I have was jumping into somebody's yard, jumping their fence, and we were stealing their mangoes, and then we got chased by a bull. Like, and that's so common. You tell that story to your parents and they just laugh and they're like, ha ha ha, that's cute. And you're like, damn, you broke into somebody's yard and you were stealing their shit. And it's just so common. Well, because you're hungry. There's no food to eat. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna see a nice mango and you're not gonna go take it? So that's the idea behind it, the mentality. So you're starving, you see a mango that looks delicious. Yeah, and the thing in Cuba is that nobody trusts the police. So even if there is crime, nobody's gonna call the police because what are the police gonna do? They don't trust them. So if you don't have trustworthy police, even if you have police, if they're not trustworthy, like what just happened in Colombia. There was a video of a Colombian police officer drunk and he couldn't drive, and his partner was also drunk, and he tried to get into his car, and the all the people from the gas station stopped him, and they were calling the other police officers because the guy had a gun and everything, and he was like walking around, he couldn't even move. So like, just having police is not enough. We need trustworthy police officers, and how do you get that? Not if you defund the police and pay them shitty money. That's when you get dumbass people that just need a job. Those are the ones that become police officers. But if you make it an affluent job that pays them good, holy crap. So here in the States, there's this thing called the Kia Boys, where if you have a specific Kia from a specific year, they will take your car. And also in certain tourist areas, you'll see people that ride around. They see tourists that leave luggage in their trunk or in their back seat. They break the window and they take all your luggage. They don't care that you only have clothes in there because that clothes they can take it. They could take it to like Plato's Closet and make $50. Maybe you have $100 blow dryer in there. Maybe you have your iPad in there. Maybe you left your wallet in there. Maybe you have your passport in there and they can blackmail you to get your passport back. Shit like that, bro. Literally, they're driving around, they see a car, they look inside, they'll pop your window, take your stuff, and then they just keep it moving and you won't even notice. Like I tried to sell something on the Facebook Marketplace today, and the guy was like, "Yo, I want it. Do you accept Cash App or Zelle?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he's like, "All right, just unlist the item real quick, and then I'll send you the money." And then instantly Facebook was like, this could be a scam. And then I'm like, nah, cash only. And he blocked me as soon as I said that. He was about to pick up the item, send me a cash app, and then request the money back or cancel the payment. People used to do that a lot in West Palm. They would, yo, my friend's bank account's not working. He just got paid from work. Do you think we can deposit a check in your bank account? You take out the money, he gives you $100, and then you just pay him his shit. Kia Boys got you? Honestly, bro. So everybody thinks that the states you have easy self-defense laws, but so these are the laws, right? Because of the fact that you can sue and sue anybody for anything, if someone breaks into my home and I defend myself, their family can still sue me for murder. And then I have to go to court and defend myself to prove that it wasn't murder and it was self-defense. Now, if it's inside of my house, the police report says certain things. I'm cleared by the police, perfectly fine. It's legal, stand your ground laws. Their lawyer is going to say, oh, we can't pursue this case. So they might not sue you. But if they wanted to, they could. Let's say in the police report it says, suspect ran out the front door, owner came out and was already in the act of shooting, and the bullet hit him in the back, but he was already in the act of shooting. So because he was already in the act of shooting and the guy turned around as he was shooting, it's perfectly reasonable for the bullet to hit him in the back. The lawyer would have said, oh no, look, he attempted to run away, we have something in the case.
It's true, anybody can sue anybody for anything, but they're also frivolous lawsuits. So if the police makes a judgment after having done an investigation and verifies that you stood your ground and that you are protecting yourself and your property or your family, the family can try to sue you, but they will definitely lose, and then you can get the funds from your lawyer paid off by based on that. So that's where you get protected in that way. So that's why a lot of people sometimes try not to sue, because they might not have a chance to win, and it's going to cost them a lot of money.
And
But
that's,
yeah,
you know what the USCIS insurance is?
no.
You pay, it used to be $10 a month, but because of all this COVID shit, it went up to $30. But basically, it's a membership you pay a month, and you have a lawyer on retainer with $4 million in fees paid. So if you have to use your weapon for any reason, you call the number, your lawyer comes onto the phone, they activate your $4 million in fees, and then you don't have to pay anything. No down payment, no nothing. Just your monthly payment. If it exceeds 4 million, then you pay whatever is the difference. If it's like one of those cases. But yeah, when I got my concealed license,
Interesting.
they told me about that. And
I did not know that. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I did not know that.
yeah, it's good to have. It's
Yeah, no shit.
I last time I heard it was up to 4 million. It could have changed. Maybe it's more money now. But basically, there's like 100 million people, or like sorry, like 40 million people that are in it, and everybody's paying their monthly membership, and almost nobody's going to court because everybody's responsible. So they have such large funds. That's how they explain it. They have such large funds that they can defend anybody for anything for up to a certain amount. Yeah, you can have insurance for anything. Come on, gold. See, here, if we would have had a bottom wick on this 5 minute, I would have taken... why is this 1 minute so ugly? This session has just been trash. We've been here this entire time. In a 43 pip range. Yeah, bro. When you have to pull it together in difficult life circumstances like that, bro, that really changes your perspective on life. Like, like, damn. I would be so angry, bro. I would be so angry. Yeah, these people don't, man, that's so crazy, bro, because if you're a big ass 480-pound woman and you're trying to get into my car, well, first of all, my Jeep doors are too small. You're not gonna fit. Some McChickens. This Nasdaq is only at a 48 pip daily range when it's literally moved 1,000 pips in a day. We are in the tightest of tight range. No, she doesn't have blue hair. She's a black girl. Come on, Nasdaq. Give me a push. Stop being so... Have you guys taken anything tonight? Whoa, Jay, look at that. Would you let this person in your car?
Sorry, she's suing.
Bro, what the fuck? That weighs more than the car.
That's what the guy said. He said his suspensions weren't gonna be able to handle it.
Bro. Nah, I mean,
He
I don't know
violated
how
it,
do,
bro.
how do you get yourself to that point and
You
still
have to
keep
actually
going?
try.
Bro,
That's something that you actually have to try to do.
how are her knees? How have her knees not buckled yet? Bro, what? Oh my God, this is not possible, bro. I don't even think she's seen her thing down there for years. Yo, what the hell? Ain't no way that's going in a car, bro. That's gonna destroy the suspension, man. That's gonna destroy everything.
Yeah, that's
I don't
some
even think that fits through the door. There's no way that fits in there. I mean, the only way you fit in that is if you have the Tesla that has the doors that open upwards. Doesn't you can't fit from the side, can you?
depends on the car. Maybe she sits sideways, bro. Maybe she goes into the car sideways and she just lays down.
Yeah. Yo, that's not possible, man. That you how do you let yourself go to the bro? And you I'm sorry, I have no words. I don't understand. I have no idea what to say. And there's probably a couple of moron guys who are gonna want to be with her just because she's got titties and try not to swear or, or say those words on live, but this is not possible. Jesus Christ. Like I said, it's okay to be fat. It's not okay to stay fat. Get to the gym, put less in your mouth than what you burn, and you'll stay fit. Not complicated.
Take some
Eat pizza
Ozempic.
all you want. Just calculate your calories.
At least
Ozempic doesn't
cheat.
work, man.
At least
Doesn't
cheat.
work. They just said it. Actually, they're going to use it for something different. Today, it was mentioned. I forgot what it was, but that's why they lost a shit ton of money after it wasn't working because people who used it would work it, and as soon as they're off, they gain all the way back immediately.
That's because it suppresses your appetite. It doesn't stop you from having a shit diet.
I understand. The problem is most people can't control what they eat if they're fat.
Well, that's the thing. When the thing with Ozempic is you eat whatever you want and then you get full and you still lose weight. But then when you stop taking it, you still go back to eating whatever you want. Your hunger hormones are back to their maximum level. So now you're eating more than what you were before. So you gain all the way back at double the rate because now you have no sense of what it feels like to actually really be full. Before you were eating till you were stuffed and still losing weight. Now when you eat till you're stuffed, you're gaining the weight back double as fast. So you have to lose it, wean off, and still maintain your diet and exercise. Because if not, you're fucked. I think it's good for people over 300 pounds to at least lose their first 100 pounds and get to that 200 level and get a taste of what it's like to be healthy so that they can do the rest. But anybody under that, you can lose it on your own.
Bro, either way, I'm not surprised. Most black women in the States are 180 pounds on average, and the average is 5'4", 5'5". They weigh more than a linebacker. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand how that's possible. I'm almost 6 feet tall and 5'11", bro. There's no way a woman can weigh more than me. That can't happen. That's insane. But they say, oh, you can't judge me on my weight. And I said, yes, I can.
I'm gonna have a
Judge
buy
me on my
stop here
height. You judge me
on the
my
Nasdaq.
confidence. Oh, you just got into a position.
I'm gonna put a buy stop on the Nasdaq.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll let you concentrate. I'll shut up.
Let's see if we re-break the daily high here. Is that a hourly level? That's a 5-minute level. Bottom wick first, please. I'm actually gonna delete this and wait for this to create a bottom wick on the 15 now that it closed. Even if it drives, I'm not gonna... I need that bottom wick on the 15 to confirm this isn't a resistance. And gold attempted to re-break the highs and failed. That's 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, 4, 5, 6 attempts. Is the 7th time the charm? What's the DXY doing? Oh, we gapped. Did we fill the... we haven't filled this DXY gap. If that starts to plummet, gold can start to come up, but gold is just consolidating. Very suspect. Oh, that would have worked out. But that 15 though.
Freaky, but denali.
Nice. So, this was 12 pips. Would I have ideally closed anything there? No, I would likely still be holding. But that looks clean. That looks clean to drive. 15 though.
Bunch of Colombians are inside Colombia's embassy, pretty much, because they're scared of deportation.
Why are Colombians coming over here? Everything should be fine over there.
Colombia? What do you mean? Colombia?
So it's like the entire South America just a shithole. And
Yeah, bro, Colombia is one of the worst communist fucking countries.
yeah, well, they need to figure their shit out. Holy shit, imagine if the entire South America comes up and just leaves that deserted. All Americans would move down there and buy up the land. and we'll make South America America.
You can't imagine it's been happening for
All the Colombians are like, yeah, I'll sell my house for 5,000 just to move to the States. And then me in the States, yeah, I'll buy your house for 5,000 and I'll keep my house here. I'll rent you my house here and I'll go build a mansion where you used to live in Colombia while you rent my house here. There's no way anyone takes her seriously unless she's in New York, California, or any woke blue states. Oh, Fredo, whenever you get the chance, you gotta watch Trump's press secretary talk and ask her a bunch of questions about the economy and all the shit that they're gonna do. And it's really, really fucking good. Like it actually, when Biden's one used to talk, you would be like, bro, can this lady just answer the fucking question?
Yeah.
And like now she answers the question to the T. Like, and even the news even accused them of breaking the law, and she goes, "Well, according to the paper that I gave you guys earlier, it says right here that we're not doing this, this, and this. You just said I'm doing this, this, and this, but right here what we gave you says we're not doing this, this, and this. Like, why do you lie?" Like, they asked her, "Oh, are you guys gonna be honest?" And he goes, "Well, if you guys are honest, we're gonna be honest. You guys have to ensure that you're honest." No, it was some good shit. I'm gonna set a buy stop here on the Nasdaq. Hey, if you guys are watching, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna be going live so much more, showing you guys everything. This is a brand new 50K evaluation. We're gonna pass this on stream or fail it on stream. So we'll see what's going on. Yeah, gold is so boring that I switched to NQ. So, there was possible entries here. You could have taken some rejection sells here if you were feeling frisky with all those 6 rejections. That was a 20 pip rejection each time or more. Deleted. We really gotta come down. Not comfortable. I'm gonna wait for this hourly to close. I was going to keep my buy stop there. I'm contemplating it. I don't know. Wow. Outside of the trading session to grow my skills. Right now, so I've read this book twice, 3 times, and now I'm reading this one. So on this one, I am like about an hour and a half in, 2 hours in. Wow, that would have been such a nice trade, man. Why did I delete that buy stop? Because of the 5-minute closure. But the money printer was still valid there. That was a 15 pip push. That money printer was still valid. Let's see what this hourly does. Yeah, I don't even want to look at gold. Like, we go back to Audible. I am right now reading chapter 4, Greed. The nature of greed, common science of greed, mapping your greed, and the real cause of greed. So, screenshot this real quick, and I'm about to help you guys out. Let's go to page 55. Where are the numbers on these pages, man? Look at this. Your A game, very relaxed. Your B game, overthinking. Your C game, distracted. You're decisive. Attention on wrong market. Risk averse or hesitating. Right now, I am experiencing C game, forcing trades to overcome hesitance. That's when you start to lose. No patience, negative self-talk, self-doubt. You're looking at your trading P&L. You're going against the gut. Tactical skills. You keep chasing price. You keep fading directional movements. You're cutting trades too soon because you want to get paid. You didn't follow your loss limit rules, making impulsive trades because you're overreacting to one element. I overreacted to one element and made an impulsive decision where I paid too much attention and caused me to be on my B and my C game. So this is a very, very good book and it's helping me a lot. So the hourly just closed. Boom. We have no bottom wick on this hourly, but we're coming up. We're making higher highs and higher lows. The 30-minute also closed with no bottom wick. Could this be a rejection to come down before coming up? Buy that would have to be the rebreak of the highs. The hourly closed on gold and we're starting to get some movement. Let's delete all these. So the hourly closed here on gold. The hourly closed doji. This hourly has no bottom wick still. We are starting to come down to create a bottom wick. This is starting to look more bearish on the higher time frame, right? This is starting to look a lot more bearish, and it looks like the entire market could be true what Market Mechanic was saying. Bottom wick first on the hourly. So if this 15-minute can come down to here and grab a bottom wick here, taking the flip of that wouldn't be bad. Or maybe taking some sort of 5-minute entry on the way back up wouldn't be bad. Huh?
Is it done?
No. Let's see what we can get here. If this 1 hour flips, I'm done. Yeah, this hour has to come down. Give us that bottom wick. It's retesting the open right now. That's the thing. The open is a strong level. So come on. Break through, retest that level, and then give us a bullish entry. The XY is about to break the daily low to come down and fill the gap, which means gold is experiencing some sort of pullback, likely for a continuation up if we're following the DXY on the higher time frame. Gold is bullish on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame, we're at this level of resistance. It's just kind of hovering. So to scalp this range is difficult. To swing it is not too bad. I was down, but now I'm up. What do you guys prefer? A 48-inch monitor or two 20-inch monitors? 24 inches. All right, good night, broski. I mean, this hourly flip, we touched the SMA. We're starting to flip. to fill this. We broke the hourly low. This could be a wick fill to the upside. Right, we're getting the scoop here. But is it though? Is it though? Yeah, on XAU it looks decent. No problem, brother. Have a good night. Take it easy. I'm gonna give this another couple minutes to see what this does here. Because if we can come down to here and then start flipping bullish again, I might take some entries. I'm gonna chill and have a protein shake. Nice. Yeah, we need to come back to these levels here. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it here. This price action is trash. Makes sense. Alright, good night, gang. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Good night, Zoom. Take it easy. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Good night, my boys on stream and girls, the 4% of you that are women. I appreciate you guys for showing up. There was a couple of entries here. If I would have taken that buy stop there, it's one of those trades where it did run in this case, but it didn't run like I was intending. It ran, I mean, it did run 34 pips, I guess. That was a good trade. I hesitated a little bit. Oh well. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.